Yo, Cover One crew, what is going on? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody's doing great out there as per usual. It is a game day. It's Saturday. We got 2 games on the slate, and then we got the rest being played on Sunday. So what are we talking? Week 18 game day predictions. I got my, synopsis on each contest. I'll give you guys the point spread picks for these games if betting is what y'all do. I typically drop all my picks on Twitter, usually the night before all the contests go down. But nevertheless, we got week 18. We got to get going. So hit that like button for me. Take 2 seconds out of your day. Hit that subscribe button if you dig the content. Helps us grow this channel. I will be here all off season long, so do not go no place. But what do you say we dive into week 18 game predictions? Because there's a lot on the line for the NFL playoff postseason. So let's get into it. So as we conclude the regular season, it has been an up and down year for me for betting purposes. Like I said last week, I took it on the chin, 5-10. Oh, it hurt, man. I lost some money in that respect. But you know what? The overall season record still 2 games below the 500 mark. I was over for the last 6 weeks, and the last two out of 3 weeks have not gone my way. So let's get back on the good trend, get back over the 500 mark. My all-time record, if you guys don't know, is above the 500 right now, 818 wins to 793. So I've been doing this for a long time. So you've been winning and losing for years, but let's hope we can win this week as we dissect some of these games. So let's dive in. Saturday's first contest, Kansas City Chiefs 13-3 versus the Las Vegas Raiders at 6-10. We got some injury troubles, nothing overly concerning for the Chiefs or the Raiders. Josh Jacobs is a questionable, but likely to suit up in this contest. The Raiders are planning to play spoiler in this contest. Jarrett Stidham once again is going to be starting. No Derek Carr as the Raiders move forward. Kansas City, based on everything that happened on that Monday Night Football game between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, now it puts everything into pressure for how the playoff standings are going to be. If the Chiefs lose this game, the Bills win, then we're going to have some things to talk about as well. If the Chiefs win, everything is going to be moot, and then we're going to talk about potential AFC Championship at a neutral site if the Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, and Bills are involved in that contest. So the Chiefs, for me, are likely going to win this game. I do not see the Vegas Raiders really doing much outside of, just trying to compete. 9 points, the Chiefs are favored at this point. 52.5 is the over-under. I am going with the Las Vegas Raiders at +9. Chiefs have not done very well versus spread the last 4 weeks, so I'm banking on the point that even though the Chiefs are likely going to win this contest, you got to think Jarrett Stidham's going to be ready to play once again. He impressed me. I didn't think he was going to do that well versus the 49ers, so against the Chiefs, who always seem to play their best ball when it comes to January, so they're going to win this contest. I'd be shocked to see them lose, but I'm still taking the Raiders at +9 as they kill the spread late. Let's start off Saturday on a positive note. Tennessee versus Jacksonville, next contest on Saturday. This one is a monster game. Winner of this game is the division winner and likely headed to the playoffs. And will be headed to the playoffs, I should say. But Tennessee, no Ryan Tannehill. We know this. They're going to go with Dobbs at the quarterback position again. They are not going to test Malik Willis in this game. Jacksonville, on the other hand, they have just been rolling. They look good. Trevor Lawrence, it looks like the quarterback we all thought he was. He's dealing with an injury, but he's been playing through that toe issue all the last several weeks. So he's suiting up for this one. Sharif, the guard, that's a big loss. If he does not play, he's on the right side of playing at this point, which is big. Good news. Treylon Burks for the Tennessee Titans. He's a questionable tag. Hopefully he'll suit up in this game. Derrick Henry will be back in this contest, so it's going to be a heavy run deal for the Tennessee Titans in this contest. So a lot of people are pegging Jacksonville to just outright win this game. I kind of believe they will also. But with Derrick Henry's rushing aptitude, he loves playing the Jaguars, and he's going to be running wild in this contest once again. Even if Jags do win, I think it just feels like a 3-point game for me. Their Jags are favored at -6.5. I am taking the Titans at +6.5. It's a 40-point over-under, so we should see a good amount of ground running on this game. Jacksonville, man, you still got to learn how to win. You got to crawl before you walk, so we'll see if they're going to be able to pull it out. That would be one heck of a story if they do win against Tennessee Titans, but I'm going Titans +6.5. Tampa Bay starting the games on Sunday's slate. Tampa Bay going up against the Atlanta Falcons. This game is basically null and void. We don't believe that the Tampa Bay Bucks are going to play their starters for very long, if they do at all. Tom Brady has been said that he is going to be pegged to start this contest, but you got to believe it's going to last only a quarter, if that. So then Atlanta will have be facing the backups. They are at home, and Atlanta wants to finish their season strong. Desmond Ridder has looked pretty good in his several contests that he has played in. Right now, Atlanta is favored at -4. I'm going to gamble a little bit, and I'm going to take Atlanta here at -4. Over-under is at 40 points. I'm banking on the fact that the Buccaneers are going to rest majority of their starters, so the Atlanta Falcons should at least be able to compete, and at least if they lose by 3 points, we're still in the good books, and we'll be able to cash in on this game as well. Let's go Atlanta -4. The New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills after everything that went down on that Monday Night Football game. Everything worked out so far for Damar Hamlin. Praise be to God, because he woke up and he's communicating now. Very good stuff. It was great to see that happened. So now the Bills can focus back on football. Now that they know that Hamlin is on the road to recovery, it is great news. Josh Allen now and all this Buffalo Bills, you know that they're going to be trying to win this thing for Damar Hamlin, and they're going to have every ounce of mojo on their side. New England fighting for their playoff lives as well. They need some luck, and they need to beat the Bills to make it in. I don't think that's going to happen. The Bills are favored by 7 points, over under 43.5. Jonnu Smith and Jacoby Myers both questionable for the Patriots, where Hamlin was the only notable injury as he got put to the IR based on what happened, like I said, on Monday Night Football. Buffalo needs to win this game to at least keep in the conversation of snagging that first seed. We will know everything basically on Saturday anyway, so they might even be able to rest their guys as we get into Saturday, but we shall see. It's still interesting to say the least. Cincinnati's still on their heels, so the Bills still have some, scratch in this game, if we want to say it that way. I lost for words, but I think they still got the ability to win this game is definitely there for the Bills. I'm taking Buffalo -7 to beat the New England Patriots and end their postseason like that. We put a smile on my face as a Bills fan, I'll tell you that much. Minnesota taking on the Chicago Bears. This spread has been jumping all over the board this entire week. We got word that Justin Fields will not suit up in this contest. He is ruled out, and they will be going with the backup quarterback. So Nathan Peterman, I believe, Pick Peterman is going to be, Interception Peterman is going to be the guy. We got some notable names on the injury list for the Bears with Kyler Gordon questionable, so we'll see. But it's not going to be near enough. Minnesota has stumbled the past several weeks, haven't looked great. The greatest comeback in NFL history, dropping a terrible contest versus the Green Bay Packers. So, for me, it's like, are they a pretender? Are they for real? Are they going to be one of those teams that's got a 12-4 record right now and going to be one and done in the playoffs? Very, very possible. That defense needs to shore things up big time. They need a get-right game in the worst way, and you got to believe, because JJ got locked down last week by Alexander, you got to know he's going to feast on the Chicago Bears, so you got to think that's going to be a big one. Force feed JJ. Kirk Cousins got to, clean up his inadequacy once again with turnovers, but we'll see how this goes. Minnesota is favored at -6. 42.5 is the over-under. I am taking Minnesota with the points, -6. Let's go, Minnesota, as you try to cruise into the playoffs, and we'll see how you guys do once you get into the postseason. Baltimore taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a big one, man. This is for the division, even though the Cincinnati Bengals were awarded the division based on the fact of no contest on Monday Night Football. So Baltimore still, there is some scratch in this game as well. Lots of injuries for the Ravens. Marcus Peters, Calais Campbell, Tyler Huntley, Deshaun Jackson. Lamar Jackson's already been ruled out of this game. Too many injuries. I was going to, say perhaps Cincinnati is going to, sit some of their starters as well. But you got to believe with the no contest that happened last week on Monday Night Football, they need to get at least some playing time in with an injured Tyler Huntley as well. It's going to be tough sledding regardless. So if Joey B and company, they can put up at least 21 points early in this game, then they can probably rest. I think that's where it's going to go. If they can get a big lead in this game, that's when they're going to sit their starters, and then maybe Baltimore tries to claw and come back. But without any kind of, wide receiver depth on this team, it's extremely easy to play this offense at this point. Stack the box and just cover Mark Andrews, and then you can basically, keep time of possession on your side. I am going Cincinnati is favored at 9 points. 39.5 is the over-under. I'm taking the Bengals at -9. Houston taking on the Indianapolis Colts in a game that means absolutely nothing to nobody. Just a bottom feeder. Finish game. Some injuries of note. We got, Philip Dorsett, Stephon Gilmore. They are on the injury report, but Nick Foles is out, so you're probably going with Ellinger in this contest as a starting quarterback. It's not a good spread. Indianapolis minus 2.5. They got nothing else to play for outside of, trying to potentially save a Jeff Saturday head coaching, interview at least. I don't want to say he's going to get the job because they're going to interview anyway, but Houston has been battling. They've been playing extremely well. Lots of heart. You got to give, Lovie Smith some props in what he's been able to do with these Houston Texans this season as the year has moved on. Even though the record does not indicate success, they have been playing with a lot of heart, and they've been competing. I am definitely going with the Houston Texans here, plus 2.5. I just don't think Indy's got anything to play for outside of just going home at this point. Houston wants to at least get another win on their season, finish it on the top end note. Let's go Houston, man. 2.5 on the plus, and hopefully we'll get some monies in that respect. New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins in another contest that does have playoff implications as well, as they are on the playoff bubble to get in. Lots of injuries for both sides. Uzama for the Jets. Mike White has already been ruled out. Uzama is a questionable. Dwayne Brown is out, man. So, there are some notable names here. We're going to go with Joe Flacco at the quarterback position. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Joe can still sling the ball, but is that, necessarily great news? We'll see, I guess. Miami is favored -3 in this contest. This line has jumped as well all week long. Teddy Bridgewater is questionable, while Tua has been ruled out of this contest. Chubb is a questionable tag as well as Xavier Howard. So, they're likely going to suit up in this contest. I've heard some crazy talk that they might be having Coach McDaniel on the hot seat. Are you crazy? This guy's done a wonderful job this year, and if Miami lets him go, that's the dumbest move I could ever see if they do lose this game. Miami, though, 3-point favorites at home. I am definitely going with the fish in this one. I just think Joe Flacco won't have near enough versus this defense that still is pretty stout in the Miami Dolphins. Carolina taking on the New Orleans Saints in a game, again, that means nothing to nobody. So it's about pride, okay? How much pride is left in both these teams? We had some injury troubles for both clubs. Deontay Foreman is a questionable. J.C. Horn got put on injured reserve, so his season has been done. We got the Saints favored at 3.5 points. I was upset with these Panthers last week because they had that game in control versus Tampa Bay. Let it go in the end points where Tom Brady again found Mike Evans on high regularity, 3 touchdowns. Just a bad defensive showing at the end of the game. Otherwise, the Carolina Panthers would have covered, and I would have won some more money. But the New Orleans Saints, they've been in this team that, you don't really have an offensive identity outside of Alvin Kamara. Yes, Chris Olave did come back, but they got injuries up the wazoo as well. This is just one of these games that they're fighting out for pride. Who can finish better in the division? At -3.5 for the Saints, I like this as a 3-point contest as well. 42 points on the board is the over-under. I'm taking the Panthers plus 3.5. Cleveland Browns taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in a game that means everything to the Steelers, as they still are on the playoff bubble as well. We got Denzel Ward. He is a questionable for the Cleveland Browns. Conklin is also ruled out of this contest. Miles Jack meets Mika Fitzpatrick. They are on the questionable tag. And Pittsburgh, you got to give, some props to Mike Tomlin as well. The way the season started, rookie quarterback, Big Ben retired. You didn't know what you were going to do. Offensive line troubles up the wazoo as well. Just hasn't been good for Pittsburgh, but they have found a way to claw back and make some plays. Kenny Pickett's starting to progress a lot quicker than a lot of us had anticipated. He's a good quarterback, and he's going to continue to find his stride. Cleveland, on the other hand, they did surprise with Deshaun Watson playing some up-and-down football as of late. With the season basically over, they're looking to play spoiler. I think the Steelers are definitely going to play their lights out in this contest. TJ Watt is going to be that guy. And Kenny Pickett's going to move the ball as long as Najee Harris continues to run as well as he has been the last 3 weeks of the season. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers win this contest and make their playoff hopes that much better. The LA Chargers, next game on the board, taking on the Denver Broncos. Game means absolutely nothing, as the Chargers have won, or are in the playoffs, I should say, and they're definitely going to be resting all of their guys in this contest. No need to play anybody, where Denver does have a slew of injuries to deal with as well. But they're just going to continue to try to compete. New head coach, interim head coach, that now that Nathaniel Hackett is no longer the bench boss for this team. Russell Wilson's going to try to save his season on a high note, try to win a game, get to 5-12 on the season. Hopefully that does pan out. He looked a little bit, emotional when he was being defended by all his teammates. That's a good sign for a locker room that hopefully things will turn around for these Broncos. Right now, Denver is favored at -3 with 40 is the over-under. with all the guys likely sitting for the Chargers, you got to think that Denver's got the edge in this contest, especially at home in the Mile High. I'm going to gamble here as well. I'm going Denver -3. The New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Giants will likely rest everybody as well, since this game means nothing to them, but it means everything to these Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts will be back in this contest. Robert Quinn has been put on injured reserve. Lane Johnson is also out. Big losses for the Philadelphia Eagles, but like I said, no Saquon likely, probably no Danny Pennies in this game either. There's no reason for the Giants to be playing any of their starters, so the spread, and Vegas is taking the spread into account based on that assumption. -14 is the spread for these Eagles. And you know they're going to be playing extremely hard, because the Eagles win this game, they get home field throughout the playoffs, and I mean rightfully so. 13-3, only lost the last 2 games because Gardner Minshew was playing and no Jalen Hurts. So you got to believe this is not only just a tune-up contest for Jalen Hurts, coming off the injury, the injured shoulder. Hopefully they can continue to keep moving. 14 points is a lofty goal for any team. But the way that Jalen Hurts has this offense running on the best of times, I think 14 points is an easy score for them to win, especially versus the Giants' backups. I'm going to bite on this one. I may regret it later on as the game wears on, but I'm going to bite, and I'm going to take the Eagles at -14. Arizona taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And again, here's our first-round bye implications for the 49ers. If the Eagles lose and the Niners win, I do believe that the 49ers will take home field advantage throughout the playoffs. I may be mistaken. I would have to double-check that. But this game does have that important value in that Arizona, just everybody's injured. Robbie Anderson, Zaven Collins, James Conner, Kyler Murray, we obviously know. DeAndre Hopkins not playing. Colt McCoy's out of this game, so it is just nobody left for the Cardinals. This will be likely the last contest for Cliff Kingsbury before they show him the door and get him fired, because his seat has been hot for the entire season. 49ers are favored by a whopping 14.5. And rightfully so. I mean, there really is nobody left. I mean, the 49ers kind of got kicked in the teeth a little bit. The number one defense in the entire league got, lit up by Jarrett Stidham and company. They're going to be coming for blood in this contest. It is at home in the Bay, so you got to love that. So we'll see how this goes. I like the 49ers. I think that they will have a good bounce back this week. Everything to play for. If the Eagles do end up losing, which I don't see, but, I mean, they still have something to play for, and I think they're going to show out as they get into the playoffs to roll into the postseason hot. I'm going with the 49ers, -14.5. I know they're big spreads, but I'm a gambling man. I like to gamble. Hopefully it'll repay off in some good winnings to come, man. The LA Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, the Rams, Super Bowl champions of last year's season, went sideways, got derailed early, lots of injuries. Nothing seemed to go very well, but they have been somewhat competitive. The running of Cam Akers of late has kept them in games. It's just not enough. And Seattle's got everything to play for, as their playoff lives are still in the balance as well. Not a lot of injuries to discuss, because we saw Tyler Lockett did come back last week. So, I mean, they basically have the cast of crew that they require to win this game. Seahawks are favored by 6 points. 41.5 is the over-under. I got to go Seahawks at home. I mean, this is not a crazy bet for me. I would have loved to have seen a 5-point spread, 4-point spread, but they put it at 6, so you got to think Seattle winning by a touchdown is not out of the realm of possibilities in Seattle, but the Rams are going to try to do their darndest to get these Hawks out of the playoff mix. I'm still going with Geno Smith, man. He's had too good of a season to let it down now. Let's go, Geno is the chant I will be yelling on Sunday, because you got to love it. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Commanders, the Commies. And I mean Dallas, okay? They've clawed their way back. They put it in a situation where now this game is interesting. If the Eagles do end up losing, Dallas could overtake the first spot as well. There are 4 teams in this, playoff number 1 seed race at this point. Dallas is definitely one of them. They rested some guys. Now they're going to get them all back this week. Washington is definitely resting and, playing their youngsters this week. Carson Wentz, you got to feel for the man. Been put back to the bench. They are going to play Sam Howell. I am actually extremely excited about Sam Howell in this contest. I'm a big supporter of his game. Loved what he did at UNC. I think he was one of the most pro-ready quarterbacks coming out of this draft. Just didn't get the fair shake. And I think he's going to be ready to go. We saw what he was able to do in the preseason. He is a leader through and through. He is one of those guys that the team can rally behind, and he will put the team on his back. He is a rushing upside quarterback as well. He's got a good enough arm, and he is extremely accurate. I am a big Sam Howell supporter. but he will have to do it without Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson, so that does not bode well for the run game. Lots of pressure likely coming his way, so it may not be the best game to unleash Sam Howell, but I think that, you know what, I think it could be a very decent performance for the rookie. I'm hoping for the best because I really do like his game a lot. Dallas is favored by -7. 40 points is the over-under. So as long as you got Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson, we'll see. Let's hope Sam Howell can find them on the regular. Dallas is favored. I am going to take Dallas on the road in this contest, as it is a very important victory for them that they do require. Finishing off Week 18 with the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Okay, and Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, you've been showing me something. What else can I say? You guys found a way to come back and claw back. This game was very hard for me to predict because of what we saw last week, how they played extremely well versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now putting this game, potentially winner is going to be in the playoffs as well, but they could be decided once all the afternoon games are done. Even still, I'm going to say that if this game is done, this bodes well for picking Detroit at the +5 because Green Bay is favored -5, over-under at 49 points even. The reason why I'm saying if this game means nothing when we get to it, then Green Bay may start to rest their guys a little bit as well. Detroit would score a lot of points. So that's great for the spread. So I'm kind of banking that that's going to happen. However, if this game does mean something, we should see Detroit go all out in this game, even though Green Bay has played extremely well. Likely will win this game. This one may come back to bite me as well, so I will not fault you if you take Green Bay -5. But I will bite it, and I will say, let's go Detroit. +5 is the spread that I'm looking for, so we'll see how it goes, like I said, but it's going to be a very interesting week of football. Good luck to everybody if you take my advice. Let's go get that money. So there you have it. That is Week 18. Let's talk some football. Now that fantasy football is over, always fun to dissect the contest. Like I said, up and down this year. Not the best in the overall record for point spread betting, but we still had earned enough money to at least keep the pockets healthy and fat, and I'm hoping to do the same for y'all. So nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win in these games? What's your point spread picks? Throw them in the comments. Let's talk it out. You think I'm wrong? Throw them in the comments. Let's talk it out. But nevertheless, we'll see you next time. I am out.